Alright, so the new Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends ZA, got a trailer recently, and it looks pretty bad. Like, impressively awful. Now, when I was a kid, growing up with Pokemon Platinum and Soul Silver, those games felt like an adventure. Exploring vast regions, discovering new Pokemon, actually feeling like a Pokemon trainer. Now, instead of building onto that, Game Freak just decided to shove us into a single city and call it a day. Like, what's up with that? You'd think that with each new release, a company would, improve their game. Game Freak should improve their game somewhat. Like, build on what worked, fix what didn't, all the bugs, all the technical errors, maybe even innovate in ways that just make sense. But no, Game Freak just looked at the last few games and thought, yeah, let's just do worse. That being said, I do like how the city looks, Lumiose in general. It's got a cool aesthetic that gives it a unique vibe. It's better from the 3DS version that we got in Pokemon X and Y. If only of that level of creativity extended beyond one location. And people who are arguing with me, let's not forget the previous Pokemon game that Game Freak made, Scarlet and Violet. Those games ran like a PowerPoint presentation on a Windows XP laptop. You'd be lucky if you didn't fall through the map or witness your Pokemon doing a full-blown exorcism mid-battle. The sheer level of jank was borderline legendary. And instead of focusing on fixing these technical nightmares, Game Freak just said, here's a new game where you're trapped in a single city. Have fun. That being said, at least the game does look more polished visually compared to Scarlet and Violet, so maybe, just maybe it won't be another bug fest, but I highly doubt it.
If you're having a hard time catching one, have one of your Pokemon use its moves to weaken the target, making it easier to catch.
So when a new Pokemon game does come out, it's supposed to be about exploring a fresh new region, encountering new Pokemon, and experiencing the world in a new way, that specific region. But Legends ZA, no, there is no region. It just throws you into one city, Lumiose, and calls it a day. That's like if Breath of the Wild took place entirely inside Hateno Village, or inside Jubilife in Pokemon Platinum. Instead of creating a world that feels alive, they just built a single hub and went, yep, that's enough content for us. But to be fair, I do like how they're experimenting with a more urban environment, something we don't see often in Pokemon games. It's just a shame that's all we get for these new titles. Pokemon Legends Arceus actually had a great concept, open areas where you could sneak around, throw Pokeballs, and actually feel immersed in the world. Now, Legends ZA, not really. Instead of roaming lush landscapes, deserts, and forests, you're just going down alleyways, streets, and catching Pokemon like a sketchy underground dealer.
To help people and Pokemon coexist, the city has set up wild zones. These areas, located throughout Lumiose, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive. To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball.
Where did you get that Pokemon? Oh, just right next to the car. It's like going from a safari to catching stray cats in a back alley behind a McDonald's. But at least they're trying something new, and maybe the city setting will allow for some more interesting encounters we haven't seen before.
This game offers a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect. So choose your timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand. Lead your partner Pokemon through battles and dodge incoming attacks.
Okay, I'll give them credit. This new battle mechanic where you can dodge attacks in real time sounds cool, but then I kind of had a horrifying thought. What if you find a shiny Pokemon and you have to keep dodging attacks while trying to catch it? I really hope this mechanic doesn't apply to wild Pokemon, because this is Pokemon, not Elden Ring where I have to dodge roll for my life while praying my quick ball works. I don't need Melena, Blade of Makila trying to destroy my level 1 that I picked up to complete the dex. Still, it's a nice addition, and if done right, it could make battles feel way more engaging than the turn-based system, but I really like the turn-based system a lot more.
After you arrive in Lumiose City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first partner, Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. You'll choose one of these Pokemon to accompany you on a new journey as you get to know Lumiose City and its inhabitants.
And let's talk about the starters. Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. 2 of them are from Generation 2, and not a single one has great stats in their final evolutions. That's like showing up to a race and being given 3 different types of bicycles with flat tires. If I were picking the starters for the game, I would personally pick Turtwig, Litten, or Froakie, actual Pokemon that the community loves and creates a tougher decision for the player going round. At the end of the day, Pokemon Legends ZA just looks lazy. Instead of expanding on what could make Pokemon fun, they've somehow made it smaller, more restrictive, and just way less exciting. I really want to be wrong about this game. I really, really do. But based on what we've seen, it just doesn't look great. That being said, there are some cool things here and there. The battle mechanics. Hopefully Game Freak proves me wrong, but for now, this Pokemon game just looks awful. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk about today. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.